G'day guys, welcome to Rumble's Fish Room. My dog just decided to bang through the fly wire. So I'm walking around in my socks because I can't be bothered putting shoes on. I just had a nap, like a daytime nap, and now I feel like crap. That's alright, but just trying to unlock my shed. So today we're going to do an experiment. If you don't like fish being used in an experiment, you probably want to tune out for this one. It's not going to be me chopping up fish on a chopping board while they're still alive, but I am putting fish into a situation where I'm not 100% sure whether they'll survive or die. But it is a really good test for people for the future, because I'll explain it before we start. When you bleach a tank, when I bleach tanks and then I clean them out, I clean them vigorously because I stress that if any traces of bleach, that the new fish I'm adding might die. But bleach is a chlorine, I believe. If you're a chemist and you know the proper answer, drop it in the comments. But so safe detoxifies chlorine. So if I put seachem safe in a tank with bleach in it, granted the bleach has been cycling for 2 days, I want to see if the fish survive. I think they should. I'm going to run the safe at like a way stronger dosage, and I'm going to let the safe settle in for a couple of hours before I put the fish in. So let's have a look at what tank I'm talking about. Alright guys, so we're talking about this IBC. If you look at like the bubbles sitting on the water, you can see that there's still signs of bleach in there. And this is the bleach I used. Now, one thing I will note to you guys: the bleach is regular. There's no scents in it. So, step one is use regular bleach. So we need to catch fish out of this tank here, and I'm going to be throwing some I'll quote culls, because they're kind of still a bit too small to select culls, but we should be able to pick some culls out. I can already see Thai silks in there. So we're going to get the old fish trap out. If you haven't seen this, it's basically, I don't want to sit it in that water. It's just a Coke can with the bottle the other way. So that just sits in there. Put some fish food in there. I can't get the lid off one-handed. Oh guys, so I'm doing a 30,000 member giveaway on Aquarium Enthusiasts Australia on Facebook, and I've been given the okay to give away Extreme Aquatic Fish Food prize packs. So Extreme Aquatic Fish Food is going to be sponsoring Aquarium Enthusiasts Australia for the giveaway. How cool is that? I'm excited about that. You should see how many companies and stuff contacted me and tried to get a deal struck up for doing a 30,000 member giveaway. It was crazy. Alright, so our fish trap is actually on a fishing rod. It's not on a fishing rod because it needs to be. If you're OG, you'll remember I did a video and I just put it on a fishing rod for laughs. I actually want to use this fishing rod to go Braziliensis fishing in the Swan River, and Braziliensis are pearl cichlids. How funny is that? I just remembered the scientific name, but I didn't remember the hobby name. That's how you know you're getting too nerdy and fish. when you can't even remember the street name for a fish and you remember the scientific name. Alright, so that thing's sinking in there. One already went in there. Or did it? Oh, it looked like one already went in there. Alright, so now what? There's a bit of a trick to this. So you get all the food down that far end, and also see the food's too big for them to actually swallow, so I've gone like a bigger food size. So give it a bit of line. The fishing rod's that small that when it's actually full of water, I can't lift the trap straight out. I've got to slowly bring it out. Alright, so now we get the seachem safe. I've actually got to find more. I've got these tubs somewhere. I gave a heap away and now I think I'm on my last tub maybe. I can't remember how much it is, so quarter of a teaspoon for 1200 litres. So I'm going to put a whole teaspoon in there. I kind of feel like I should do like a 50% water change and then do it, but for test purposes we're going full bleach water. That's about a teaspoon, and a little bit more. So your fish can't actually overdose from seachem safe. The only reason they can die from the seachem safe is actually if you put too much in, it dissipates the oxygen from the water, so they actually suffocate. They don't actually die from any of the chemicals in the seachem safe. Alright, so yeah, I wish you guys could have smell-o-vision, because it smells like a swimming pool. But it's all part of the test, I guess. I can't see this working. I honestly can't. But we'll try. I'll probably just try with one to start with. It doesn't really matter. Look how many are in here, guys. There's 1,000 plus in there. Maybe not plus. I reckon there's probably 800. I've had 1,000 plus before and it was more than this. I'm pretty sure. Look, there's the Thai silk. I don't know if this camera on autofocus would have a chance at actually keeping up with these fish. Focus. No, you guys don't get to see them very well. Sorry. Maybe this one. Yeah, you kind of saw one of them in good focus there. The trick to getting photos and stuff of these guys, you've got to put it in manual focus and then like pick a distance and then try and work that distance manually. It's a pain in the ass. Still stinks like bleach. I don't know if this is going to work, guys. Alright, I'll see you in a couple of hours. We'll see how many fish we catch too. At the end of the day, I have to get all of these out. So, I'm going to be cleaning this IBC right out anyway. But this is just a little test that a couple of the guys on the live stream asked me to do. Well, actually, I think it was my idea, but we were spitballing on the live stream, and this is what came about. Alright guys, so while we're waiting, I put a fresh chain on my bike. This one stretched like a good, probably like, listen to it. So I made a mistake with the chain. I used a lubricant made for O-ring chains, and that's not an O-ring chain, so it actually stuffed the chain and stretched it. So I did, instead of buying new lube, I just bought a new chain, O-ring chain. I know there's a few motorbike people on here, so it's a DID O-ring chain. Comment below if you've used one. From what I've heard on the forums, these are like one of the best chains on the market. The chain's worth more than the bloody bike, to be honest. Nah, not really. Alright, so can we just have a testament to how well the fish trap works? You guys, it only took me half an hour to change the chain. Not even, maybe a little bit, maybe half an hour, because I actually I didn't use the quick link. I actually used a proper link delete, what do you call them, a link removal tool, so there's no master link in the chain. But check this out. I love the idea that it's on a fishing rod. So now they're freaking out, but we have to take it out slowly because the fishing rod, look at the flex on the fishing rod. Alright, so luckily I thought to set up a tub of water before I turn the camera on. One of the things that I forget to do many times. Alright, check that out. Like, look how many we caught. So I'll probably just set the fish trap up. I'm not going to do it today because even though we're doing this test, like I told you, I'm going to take the filter out and scrub it, and I'm going to like clean this right out. At least do like a 75 to 80% water change on what's in there, maybe even more. But my point behind that was I'm going to use the fish trap for the future. Alright, so it doesn't really matter which ones we pick. Oh, this water's cold. I forgot to put that there's no heater in here. That's not good, guys. I forgot I took the heater out. The water's like real cold. The only thing is I only took the heater out yesterday, so it's not like winter cold, but it's not warm. Plug that guy back in. I don't know if this one's actually turning on. It must be, because it's definitely way colder than it was the other day. Yesterday. Or was it the day before? There's no light on it anymore, but that's the light there. I'd be annoyed if they're dead because they're not that old. They're the 400 watt Eheims. I need to be able to see that thermometer up there. I can check this one. There's not much difference in temperature between those two actually. How's the fish going? I can't see them. I can't. If they survive this, guys, that's a testament to safe because I can smell it. There's one of them there. So this isn't really a very good controlled test, guys. The temperature's different. It's not that much different. Why isn't that heater on? It must have been on because this water was warmer the other day. Maybe the light's just not working. Let me investigate this, guys, and I'll be back. Alright guys, so good news is I've left the fish for half an hour and they've all survived in there. I'll check on them again tomorrow. If it changes, I'll mention it in tomorrow's video. But basically, I don't ever plan on running a tank with this much bleach in it. Obviously, this is like an extreme circumstance. I've bleached a tank with fish in it before, and they generally die within like 30 seconds. Or they start swimming across within like 30 seconds. The fact that these guys are just swimming normally after 30 minutes, it gives me a fair bit of confidence that the safe has detoxified the bleach. But I do want to stress, guys, I'm not saying that you can pour bleach in your tank and then use safe straight away. I still am saying if you bleach a tank to wash everything. This is just so after you've washed everything, if you're paranoid that you've missed something, you can sleep at night. Does that make sense? I'm pretty sure I'm making sense here. So this IBC, those fish are coming out, it's getting drained, the filter's getting cleaned, and then it's filling back up, and then, well, I've got to get some heaters, and then it's what do you call it? And then it's getting fish. Yeah, that makes sense. So there's another problem, guys, unfortunately. All these heaters are dead. I don't even know how these fry have survived. I haven't got a thermometer. Let me find a thermometer. Alright, so I found a thermometer. So if anything, that tank up there should be the coldest. That's only got one 300 watt heater in it, and it's 1500 litres. The idea was the ambient heat of these two IBCs would help keep that warm. And then these both had a 400 watt heater, but I've just realised both of those 400 watt heaters were broken. I've managed to find a heater to throw in there. The heater out of the waterfall tank still works. So luckily I've shut that down the other day. That definitely won't be getting kicked off until next summer. Or I'm thinking about putting some goldfish in it. Some of you might know about that or might not. I want to use it as a goldfish grow out kind of. But anyway, so that's been in there a little while. So yeah, it's 18 degrees. Even though the heaters have failed, which is the heater's fault, I partially blame myself because I throw the food in there and I should just touch the water. This one would be the same 18 degrees because this one didn't have a heater in it at all. So I've messed with the dials on them. Turned them all the way up to 32 and they don't turn on. So there's one there that's not working. I just set this one up. So this one's not working. This one's out of the fish room. This one was in the flower horn tank. So that's not working. And then this one here is working. It's the only one that's working. And then this one here isn't working. So basically that 400 watt heater is enough for that IBC. When I clean, I'm gonna have to clean this tank, and then I'm gonna have to take the water out of that to fill this up and move the fish so that the temperature's the same, if that makes sense. And then that heater's gonna have to come down here. I've got a 200 watt here. So it's only a 150, geez. So I've got enough heaters to run the two IBCs, but not the 8 foot. I'm going to see if I can get warranty on these heaters, honestly, because I've got to suss out how old they are. I put them, I think they're like exactly 12 months old. But it's weird, so like the one that's out of the fish room's dead as well. That's bizarre. Well, it's not bizarre. They're, I don't know. These Eheims are a new product that were kind of untested. I didn't know anyone that had used them. See, like, I'm taking them out of the water. It's only like 10 degrees. No, maybe a little bit warmer, like 15 degrees. They should be turning on and exploding on the ground. That's fucked. So they've got water inside them. You can see even the one that's working's got moisture in it. But so like with heaters, as you guys know, generally they do get a little bit of moisture in them. Maybe they just got a bit too much this time. Alright guys, sorry I forgot to film an outro. I was a bit startled by the 3 broken heaters. So I've got a history with Eheim heaters. I'll tell you about it. I don't want to slander the brand. I'm just telling you my experience, not slandering. Please don't take it as slandering. Take this information as you will in this case. So my old fish room was running off heaters. Before I went ambient heating, I bought 15 Eheim 300 watts. The blue tops, the old ones. Not the old ones. It was like the last it was, if you know Eheim heaters, it wasn't the old stout ones. There was an old batch which were really good. It was the batch after that. So like people were still bragging about them. So I went out and spent I bought 15 of them. And I spread them out in the tanks. And I've given 1 or 2 away here and there. But to this day, out of those 15, the only one left is the one up in that 8-foot fish tank. So out of 15, all of them failed over time. Granted, none of them failed straight away. They all failed. They started to fail maybe like a year old. And then what happened was I cooked a couple of tanks. I cooked some fish. And then so now, if you look on the 8-foot, we've got one 300 watt heater. It's underpowered. But I'm too scared to put extra heaters in there because those blue ones were cooking the fish. The thermostat wasn't turning off. So I only started using them in big tanks. And I basically threw a heap out. I gave 1 or 2 to friends and warned them. I never sold any. So I remember when I shut my old fish room down, I think it had 6 or 7 sitting there. And I refused to sell them because the last 7 had died. So like, you know what I mean? Like you can't sell something that you think's faulty. So I was always hesitant to run Eheim again. And then I was given these digital Eheims to test out. They were given to me, full transparency. I didn't pay for them to test out, and I'm not going to go online and post a load of shit saying they broke. I'm only telling you guys on the vlog. I know there's only like the OGs that make it to the end of the video, so this actual chat here isn't going to go viral or anything, and it's not going to be seen by thousands. But without being nasty, you guys have seen the results of the heaters, which sucks because Eheim used to be such a good brand. So you know how I get frustrated at the canister filters? If you've got the money, I'll say buy an Eheim. The Eheim Classics, they're perfect. They're honestly the best canister filters on the market. That's a loose term actually, but the Eheim Classics are just such a good filter. Even like I've used the Eheim auto feeder. It's the only auto feeder that I've ever used that didn't fail. And then apparently like 15 years ago, the heaters were the goods. And I bought the 15 heaters. It's a while ago now. It would have been like 6 years ago. So the Eheim heaters that I had before that were the older generation on my 8-foot. I'm pretty sure they might even still be in my 8-foot. Like when I sold that tank, I sold the heaters with it. So those heaters would actually be like 8 or 9 years old. And I'd have to check, but I'm pretty sure the person that I sold the tank to used the original heaters when he set it up. So there's been a quality drop in the product. I don't know what to do from here on in. I could go baller and spend get a couple of Shigo 600 watt heaters, but at this stage I'm thinking about just jumping on marketplace, buying like 600 or 700 to 200 watt heaters and just having a variety of heaters in the tanks, because more heaters means less failure, and if one fails the other ones keep up with the demand and stuff. And maybe I order a few more digital thermometers to keep an eye on the temperatures a bit better. I don't know. To be honest, if this happened 2 weeks ago, I would have just shut the 8-foot down and I would have only heated the IBCs. But because of what I'm doing now / in the next few weeks, I need to heat that 8 foot, so I've got to figure something out. But anyway, that's just a long-winded story at the end of the video. If you like this video, guys, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe for more, hit that little red button. If you are in Perth and you do have any heaters laying around that you want to sell for like under $20 each, hit me up. Maybe we can work out a deal. Or even if you want some fish, just come and grab some fish and drop off like a 100-watt heater. Maybe not 100, I mean like 150 to 200. It would be welcomed, because this has really pissed me off. But anyway, guys, peace out.